so I haven't really been filming as much lately. I really do want to give y'all vlogs on any type of basis that I can, even if that means like every 2 to 3 days, then it is what it is. I've just gotten to a point now where like every minute of my day is accounted for with something, and then anything that isn't accounted for, I'm either spending time with my family or my boyfriend. And while I'm doing that, I don't exactly want to be like recording videos or, doing anything that takes away from that time, because it's not like a whole lot anymore, which like I'm not complaining that much about it, because at the end of the day, the people in your life that like really care about you, they're gonna understand that you gotta do what's right for you and dedicate yourself to your craft and to the business that you want to create for yourself. And that means that in those first few years of doing that, you're going to be busier than most people. People are going to tell you to slow down. People are going to tell you to chill out, get a different type of job so that you have more stability and that you can have free time, blah, 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 blah. I don't care if all of my free time is taken up for the next 5 years, if that means I can actually do what I want to do as my career for the rest of my life. I don't care how much free time it takes up. I don't really care how many people it pushes away. If you get pushed away by me doing what I need to do to get to where I want to be in life and not only be satisfied with my life, but thrive and rise above everything that's either held me back or been some type of limitation on myself, then you're not a real supporter. Like, if people tell you that you've changed, then good. You don't want to hear that you've stayed the same. I know that's such a cheesy quote, and a lot of people have heard it, but it's very true. My own parents, I love them to death, but when they told me that it seemed like I'd been changing, in my head I was like, good, because when you're growing, you don't want to stay the same. You don't want people to always feel like they know exactly what your next move is going to be. Nah, I'm a growing human being. I'm reaching goals. I'm manifesting dreams. I'm sitting here doing it right in front of everybody's faces. I'm just not telling everybody about it. You gotta be selective with who you tell about certain things. So, yeah, I'm just honest on here, because no matter how many people watch it, this is for me at the end of the day. So, I guess what's been going on is... what's been going on is I've gotten a couple different gigs solidified. Me and my other 2 girls that I'm working with, we joke around, we call ourselves J3 because it's literally J, which her name is Jessica, she goes by J, and then Jess, and she goes by Jess, but her name is Jessica, and then me, I said just call me Jessica, so that we can differentiate each other. So we call it J3 because we're literally 3 Jessicas that happen to dance and happen to be in Charlotte area and happen to work extremely well with each other. So that synchronicity shit is crazy. Other than that, yeah, we've got a performance coming up on Halloween night. We're very excited. We're ready to get our costumes. We're ready to get it going. I got fired today for speaking my truth and setting boundaries with my boss. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't need anybody to feel like I'm coming for their throat. Although I doubt that he'll ever watch this, because only a few people watch this. But yeah, pretty much it just wasn't working out. It was okay, but it was becoming more of a hassle than anything else, because it was kind of out of my way to get to work, and the pay just wasn't what I needed it to be. And it's just asking me to do stuff that was like outside of my comfort zone half the time. Like, this man really wanted me like running up to cars to try and get people to come into our shop. And I kind of just felt under the impression that he was a little bit more established than he let on when I got hired. And then when I got hired, I realized how deep in the shit he really was. So far I worked I've officially worked 4 weeks there, so I only made it through a month. I officially, today's Friday? Yeah, yesterday was my last day that I worked, and yesterday would have been my 4th week. So I have worked for him for 1 month, and I have not seen 1 ounce of my money. You know, that's already something to be irritated about, really. I really worked for you for a month and I haven't seen my money. I get my first check on the 25th. I had to add this stuff up in my head. I started for him on the 28th of September, and now it is October 22nd, and I have not seen 1 ounce of money. That's damn near illegal. So yeah, I had a right to be pissed off. I had a right to feel the way I felt, and I had the right to set boundaries. And I was very firm, and I was not at all nasty or disrespectful. And the message that I got back when I set all of my boundaries, with shifts and what's expected, he came back at me and told me that he told me all of that stuff at the very beginning before I was even hired. He told me what to expect there, and he said that he no longer needs my services because I'm not meeting the daily quota anyways. Oh yeah, on top of everything else, this man expected me to meet half of his daily income in 4 hours while I was there. He expected me to make $100 for the company in 4 hours while he was barely topping 200 the entire day that he was there. And then he wanted to act like that was fair to ask of me. That was fair to put that kind of pressure on me. And then, like, if you gonna do that, give me half of the company. No? Okay. So anyways, that it was a lot more pressure than it was worth. That's all I'm saying. Like, all I wanted to do was just work. But you had me out here stressing myself, trying to figure out if I was going to meet the quota or not. Running up to people at Planet Fitness. I felt like such a dumbass trying to ask people, do you like smoothies? Do you like smoothies? Do you like smoothies? Like, I felt like such a fucking dumbass. To be honest, I felt like I was selling myself, and not in a good way. People are looking at me like I was stupid. People are looking at me like, damn, she's out here again. People saw me multiple times. This man had me outside promoting every single shift that I worked. Half the time I was not making anything. I was outside. Like, he didn't understand that, first off, I felt extremely uncomfortable. He wanted me to physically walk up to people's cars. I said, I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, he just didn't get it. I am a small-framed woman. And with everything going on, you really wanted to push the limits and have me walking up to strangers, talking to them about food. Fuck out of here. And then to top it all off, the girl that just got hired, he already got her W-9 form in and everything else like 2 days after she got hired. But it took him basically a month to do it for me because he did both of ours at the same time. So what I'm hearing is that you really didn't have the money to take care of me until now. And that's really fucking scummy. That's really scummy. My man said that I should sue him, but I said as long as I get my money, then it is what it is. He sent me a screenshot that made it clear that the direct deposit for the first 2 weeks is going to go through on the 25th. As long as I get my other money that I am owed 2 weeks after that, everything will be cleared out. Everything will be squared away. We do not have to talk anymore. But I will be keeping up with that man to make sure that I get my shit. Because no employee should have to wait a month for their money. Point blank, period. No employee should have to wait a month for their money. And the fact that he really came back at me telling me that I wasn't meeting his daily quotas and the standards that he was setting was like unbelievable to me. And it made me want to cry. Because every time I was there, I was stressed about how many people I could actually get served. And he made me take it extremely personally that I wasn't meeting a daily quota that he presented me after I took the job. After I took the job. I didn't even know that I was going to have to meet a certain quota every day. I thought I was working for him, not running the business. It wasn't what I signed up for. Not for $10 fucking an hour. Get out of my fucking face. Shit really had me pissed off today. It really had me pissed off today. The way that he came back at me when all I was respectful to him. Had the nerve to talk to me all the time about, well, you know, when I have a job, when I used to have a job, I would get there at least 10 minutes early. But okay, well then if you would have paid me more, I would have been there earlier. You don't pay me enough to worry about how early I get there. I wanted to say you're lucky I show up because this ain't for me. Now, luckily, I don't have to say that because he said it for me. I manifested that anyways. I didn't really want to be there. And after a while, it worked itself out. I was tired of being his little, show doll. Because he would always, this man would always talk about how as a pretty white girl I should be bringing customers in. How stereotypical is that to say that to me? That's such a weird thing to say to your employee. Talking about some, oh, well, you know, as a pretty white girl, you know, you're definitely gonna bring in a lot of customers, blah, blah, blah. And he said that to me multiple times. This was not just one time that he said that to me. Oh, excuse me. And I'm just like, really, sir? I was pretty much just like, okay, yeah, mm-hmm. I didn't really know what to say to it. And then, I would come inside from promoting for a while, and he would just tell me to get back out there. I'm not your fucking pack mule, bitch. I'm allowed to come inside every once in a while and breathe and drink some water. There were days that I was out there and it was 80-something degrees outside. It's freaking hot. I'm out there in all black. He made me wear a freaking uniform shirt. With my pants and my shirt, I was in all black everything. Out there in the sun. Trying to get people to have freaking smoothies. If your business ain't established like that, don't freaking hire people. That little young girl that he just hired, she don't even look like she's about 18, 19 years old. I bet you she'll be gone in a month. Because he hypes up the whole place. Hypes the whole place up to you in the beginning. Tells you, yeah, you know, it's a really chill job. When customers aren't in here, you just get to chill and watch TV. And, you know, all you really got to do is make smoothies. You know, just if you see somebody outside, say, hey, come on in for a smoothie. Really making that shit sound chill. Not like a fucking militant routine where every time I come into work, I got to come in 10 minutes early. Come into the job 10 minutes early. Go outside and promote the entire time until people walk in, and then have to rush back inside to serve them because sometimes I was the only one there. After 1 month of working there, sometimes I was the only one there. And the fact that, the hygienic practices, I would go to reach for something sometimes in front of a customer and it would be spoiled or rotten or have mold on it. And I'd have to sit there in front of the customer and say, oops, and throw it away real quick. He didn't keep up with his shit. I used spoiled milk for somebody's coffee once and he said, no, throw that away. That milk is bad. Why didn't you tell me that before, weirdo? It's just, I feel like I can finally get this shit out now because, well, I was fired. So, it is what it is. And I ain't said no names, so nobody can get me in trouble. But, that's just really crazy. Oh, and yeah, another thing. The funniest thing that happened recently, that happened yesterday. He had me wipe off the grill that I used for regular pork bacon. He had me wipe it off with a rag that I use for the counters to put somebody's turkey bacon on the grill. All he told me to do was put some soap on the rag and clean it off and then use it to wipe down the grill. Yeah, y'all heard that right. The same rag that I was using on the counters just told me to put some soap on it, wring it out for a little bit, and then wipe down the grill so that you could put the turkey bacon on so that it doesn't touch pork. Yeah. I'm really glad I don't work there anymore because nothing was organized and that was unsanitary. And I didn't see him not once sanitize anything in that place the entire time I worked there. He didn't teach me any sanitation practices for the business. I remember when I worked at Ruby Tuesday, we literally religiously sanitized all the doors constantly. Every time somebody wanted, I said, Sorry, not Ruby Tuesday, Quiddley's Delights. They did some things wrong, but the one thing they did right is constant sanitation. This man did no sanitation whatsoever. He didn't even, there were some days where I got my schedule the night before at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. He would ask me if I could work the next day. That was freaking so unprofessional. It was just, I tried to hype it up as long as I could, but it just wasn't worth it after a while. I was like, what am I doing for $10 an hour with all this stress? I could make more money door dashing in that same amount of time. And then when I really realized that, it was pretty much a wrap. I wasn't really there anymore. I was just going through the motions until he fired me. So it is what it is. I made some nice connections there, but they weren't worth staying. I told him I wish the business the best. But after the shit he said to me, I actually don't really care how he does it all. Because he obviously doesn't care how I do if he hasn't paid me in a month. He don't give a shit about me. He just wanted to make more money. That was it. So, yeah, guys, other than that, that was a very eventful part of my day. It really kind of hit me. And then, after that, I had a rehearsal for the performance on the 31st. And yeah, it's pretty much it right now. Lost a job, gained a job, things like that. It's just synchronicity and the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, I'm going inside and go to bed. It's 12:16. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all another day. Here, y'all can see my face. Bye.